Hey guys! So, yeah, I am jumping in for kind of an impromptu live. Normally I do my live chats usually in the like 10:30 a.m. ish on Saturdays, but my athletes were over doing CIF prelims today. I had a female high jumper and a male high jumper, and they did okay. I'm gonna see tonight if they made CIF finals, because they have to tabulate all the jumps between Division 1 and Division 2. But I wanted to jump in because my Wally's World Oracle funded. And I woke up this morning and I saw that it had funded exactly like it was like $26 away. Hey Sherry, fuck, I'm so excited. Like I woke up and the dude was actually the first to, hey Keith, the dude was actually the first to check Kickstarter before I actually got out of bed. And he's like, somebody chipped in the last $26. And I was like, what? Let me see who. I know. Thank you. And it was actually my hey Solario. It's Solara and everybody. I'm so excited. But yeah, my buddy Jason, he added to like the $26 to his pledge. Hey, Sedwich. And so it like got it right there. But then while I was at the track meet, and I kept checking Kickstarter, and I'm like updating all of social media, like, oh my god, like Wally got a few more pledges, so then I think last time I checked before I just jumped on a few minutes ago, it was at 5,035. I was like, wouldn't it be crazy if I actually like made a stretch goal in like 24 hours? Like, but it was like, it oh my gosh, this whole thing has just been a wild ride. That's how we'll describe it. It's been totally tubular. It's been like wild. It was like it like rose really really high at first, like when it first started on Kickstarter. And Debbie's here. What's up? And then it was like this like slow rise, slow rise, slow rise. And I was like, oh no, I don't know if it's gonna make it. I don't know if it's gonna make it. Then we get down to like the last, I don't know, like 4 days. And, one of my Wasiba, was like, oh, I just looked on Kickstarter and I see you're not funded. Like, what's the deal? And I'm like, I don't know. And she's like, do you want to do an interview on my channel? And I was like, sure. So I was super excited because it just so happened that the very next day, worked out for both of us. And, after that, like things were going to be crazy and we wouldn't be able to do an interview. So like the interview went really well. And then some of like her followers had like, or subscribers had like, started pledging, and I was like, okay, that's cool. And then like some bigger pledges came in, and then like a big Wasima pledge came in, and then the dude decided, because he was like, I'll put in the last like 1,000 if it gets there. And then I was like, well, might as well just do it now. He's like, okay. So he put it in, and then all of a sudden all these people were just like pushing, like, all you guys on Instagrams and all the social media and Facebook, and everybody's like putting my stuff out there, and people are like changing their pledges and like, upping their pledges. And it was like, so this past 4 days it's been crazy. And then like last night it was crazy. And this morning I've been at the track meet, and I'm like having fun at the track meet, but I'm just like, and then I kept getting teary-eyed like the entire time I'm at the track meet, because then I'll be like, okay, focus on my athletes. Oh my god, I did so well at Kickstarter. Like so many people are like behind this and like helping to support me, and people that I didn't even know were out there, like that knew me and wanted this deck. And it was just like and then there was like people that were like, oh well, it looks like it's gonna fund, and I'm like, it's not gonna fund. And I'm like, no, I have this feeling that I know it doesn't look like it's going to, but I just have this feeling that it will. And I was like, not taking no for an answer. And I was just like, no, I just have this feeling like it can't not fund. Like it needs to be out there. Like I feel like, because I was guided to make it, why would I be guided to make it and then it not be available for people? Like that doesn't make sense to me. And so like, even though, like the dude was like, well, I don't want you to be disappointed, but he goes, it's not going to happen. He goes, I mean, as far behind as you are, he's like, it's not going to happen. He's like, so why don't you just redo it? Like, after the tarot-thon this year, or maybe the tarot-thon next year, he says, make some changes, and I was like, no, I don't want to. It's gonna fun now. um, Sherrybug, oh, way to set an intention to make something happen. Yeah, so I'm like, nope, it's going to happen. I know everybody thinks I'm like crazy because, of like where it was like 4 days ago, and people are like, oh, well, at least you tried, and I was like, don't give up. I'm not giving up. I was like, there's still time, my uncle, had called me and he was like, it kind of looks like it's not gonna make it. And I was like, yeah. I was like, a lot of people are saying that. I was like, but yeah, I just don't feel that. So it's been crazy. Like my brain's been a buzz all day, and then when I got home, just all kinds of just trying to sit with it, trying to thank everybody, through social media and just letting people know, hey, it's still not over. I still have till like 1 o'clock tomorrow. So, well, I mean Pacific Standard Time. So I'm like, people can still back it. People can still reserve a copy. I'm like, it's not over. I was like, wouldn't it be wild if I hit a stretch goal? I think I only put down like 2 stretch goals, and like one of them was for 5,500, and it was like to replace like the gilded edging it would have, the gilded edging and like the gold foil, and it would have the holographic edging and the holographic foil, because I thought that would just be so sweet. Just make it so like, out of this world, even though it's like of this world, but it'd be out of this world. So yeah, I've been, looking up. Kickstarter has all these tips about, how to, mail stuff off and everything. But I've already kind of talked to my post office. Like I talked to the post office before I even started Kickstarter, because I just knew it was gonna fund. Like I just knew. Like I don't know how I know. I just knew that I was getting all these like crazy signs. Like everywhere I see 111. Today it was all 111. And then after I was like, oh my gosh, this is finally like a reality. I had like checked my watch, and it was 222, and that's the first time I've seen twos. And I was like, maybe that means like time to like get to it or something, time to whatever. But yeah, so on Kickstarter, they said it takes like a couple of weeks before the Kickstarter money like hits your account. So once it hits my account, I already have my my person that I'm working with to print the decks. I already have her like, because she was like, oh, it looks like it's not gonna fund. I'm like, no, it's gonna fund. You'll see. The universe said I have to trust in it. I'm trusting. I know that everything in me is like, come on, but I trust. I was like, I trust, and it happened. So yeah, wow, this has been a big lesson in trusting. That's so hard for me. Twos are a special number in numerology. Like when you think of the, well, like I even did in my numerology series, it was like 11, 2, 16, and 19. Yeah, because the 11s, which are a powerful beginning number, leadership, moving forward, it's like a big like hurrah, and so when you have the 11s, which is all I've been seeing lately, and you put them together, you get the 2. Yeah, so I can't wait to do part 3 and part 4 next week, for my numerology series. That has been fun too. So so yeah, so you have like the woo of the ones, which is what I've had, and then you have the twos, which is communication, partnership, uh, diplomacy. You know, it's like it's and but carrying the power of the ones with it, you know. So you know, having 11s is really powerful for a two. um, so yeah, and that communication would obviously be partnering with you guys, you know, where it's something that, you know, I can't do alone. And that was like all of the cards and the messages that I've been getting was stop trying to do it yourself. This is not going to happen if you keep trying to do it yourself. You know, this isn't a one woman show, you know, this is everybody. Everybody's involved. Don't be ashamed to ask for help. Um, you know, and so I've really had to, um, I guess, put my ego aside, and because I don't like asking for help, and I don't like it pains me to ask people for money, you know. But just all the signs were like, it's not about you, and it's not about if you can or cannot afford this deck. It's more about community coming together, having through Kickstarter, more people are going to find out about the deck. Therefore, more people will be able to, you know, receive the deck. They'll be able to know about it, you know, buy it if they want to, and use it and receive the healing that it has, you know, because I truly believe in it. It wasn't just something I made up all willy nilly. And I was like, oh, I'm just going to, like, you know, find some pretty pictures and, like, you know, and do some pretty stuff. Like, everything was intentional. Everything, you know, everything from the particular rose that I chose on the back, you know, which is my red orange roses, which, get this, by the way, remember I've said that those roses like rarely bloom, which is why they're very special to me. And once they start to kind of fade on their, I guess, branch, is when I cut them. And I like use their petals. I dry out their petals, and I use them for very special, you know, things that I do. And well, you know, usually that bush is like the last to bloom when everything else is going crazy, like my red roses and my white roses, and that is the only bush that is blooming right now. And actually, okay, I've reconnected. I don't know how good the internet is over here. But these are my red orange roses, which are the backs of this card. So, yay! I was like, look, they're the only ones blooming. I mean, I have a bunch of buds on all my other rose bushes, you know, so obviously there's going to be a rose explosion coming here like in the next week or two. But yeah, the red orange ones are the only ones blooming right now. My very, very special roses. So yeah, and then the white roses that are on the borders here, that's this giant rose bush here, and it's got like a bazillion buds on it right now, which is really cool. And then like it's gonna be like a show. And then the roses that are in the corners, like the upper corners and the bottom corners, that's this rose bush here, so it's got like a bunch of blooms all over it as well. But yeah, I was totally tripping out because I was like, that's the only bush that's blooming. I was like, that's a sign. So yeah, it's been crazy with the signs. Oh my goodness. It's been a wild, like, 72 hours, I'll tell you. It's been oh, by the way, my pumpkin there from Halloween is still going strong. Like, it's still like good. I could probably just eat it now if I wanted to. That's kind of crazy too. But yeah, we have old fashioned knockout rose bushes. I love roses. My grandmother on my mom's side, she was in love with her roses. Like, that's all she ever. But yeah, my brain is like, I'm trying to calm myself down while I'm talking to you guys, because just all day today I'm like, oh, and then I want to do all my handwritten thank you letters you know, and put it in everybody's box. And, you know, and ooh, I gotta make sure that I hit my friends up for any spare bubble wrap they have so that I can wrap my decks, you know. And then I'm like, ooh, like what else, you know? Oh, and then the people that pledge that have you know, the Polaroid picture of Wally, you know, I had to make sure that I still have lots of Polaroid film with my Hello Kitty camera so that I can, you know, take pictures of Wally with his card. And um and then and then I was thinking, you know, tomorrow when my Kickstarter ends, I didn't put up a deck review video tomorrow because I actually want to do another live. I want to do an Instagram live and a YouTube live at the same time and do the countdown together because I think that pretty like that would be sick. That'd be awesome. So